Assalamu alaikum students, hope you are fine. You know that it's your revision week and we are going to revise our chapter number 1, which is computer system. In this chapter you have learned about the classification of the computers, that how many sizes of the computer have in your life, and what are the hardwares and what are the softwares, and there are some languages in the computer. So first we will learn about classification of computers by size. There are some mobile computers, microcomputers, mini computers, and some others. So you know that mobile computers are those computers which we can just take from here to there. They are not just our cell phones. It contains laptops, the ultrabooks, notebooks, e-books, or tablets, means those things which we can carry easily. So those comes in the mobile computers. Then there are different more explanation has been given, so you will read this. I just have to give you the idea about the topics. So then microcomputers. The microcomputers are those computers which are just small computers that we can just put it on in our homes. For example, the personal PCs or the computers which are placed in your laboratory, computer lab. Those are microcomputers. Then mini computers comes. These mini computers are a little larger, but they are they are old version of the computers, and they don't exist today, and we just don't use these computers today because they are just getting older. Then the mainframe computers are comes. These computers are very expensive and it is very powerful. These computers are used by the government and the airlines and some big offices or organizations to work on. Then comes the supercomputers. The supercomputers are the biggest and the most powerful computer in the world. These computers are used to calculate the huge calculations uh, which will go long till days and weeks, and it just calculate very quickly. So these are the type of the computers. Then comes the hardware. You know that the what are the hardwares? Hardware is those devices which we can attach to the computer. These are the physical components, and we use it for to make our life more easy. For example, there are some input devices and output devices. For example, monitor. You have learned it about monitor, mouse. In this book you will learn some other devices. First of all, input devices are those devices which used to give the data to the computer, which communicate from human to the computer. So first comes the barcode reader. Barcode readers are those machines you have seen in the supermarket, that there are some type of machines which are which is used to uh, read the barcodes. For example, at the end of your book, this is the code, and when you go to the supermarket to purchase it, they will face a machine to this book, and it will read the barcode and give you the price. So these are called the barcode readers. It looks like this. Then comes the magnetic ink readers. These are also looks like these barcode readers. The function of the magnetic ink reader is to read the magnetic ink. There are some different pages on which there are magnetic ink have been printed. So these are used to read those type of pages or text. Then comes optical character reader. This optical character reader is used to read the printed text. For example, if you want to read this text from the computer, you will give this text to that device, that optical character reader. It will read these texts, recognize them, then change into the soft form. So then here comes the optical mark reader. These are the devices which just some solutions. It just give, for example, it is used in for mostly in the exams. In the exams you just have to fill the answer like this, and it just read the darker portion of the sheet. When you just color this will this area becomes dark, and there is a solution that is fed in the machine. And when this paper is passed in the that machine, it just read it by giving the light beam. So when it reads that there is the darker area, it will mark it and give the solutions or give the marks. Then here comes the card readers. You have seen these machines in the restaurants if you have experience there. So these card readers are specially designed for those cards which has the magnetic ink at the back of the card. These are used to give payments. Actually, mostly ATM cards are those cards which has this strip on it. When you put this card in this device, it will read your data, and the money has been transferred. And then we will read about the output devices. You know that what is the output device? Output devices are those devices which is used to communicate the computer to human, means it gives the data to human from the computer. So these devices there are several devices. First is liquid crystal display projector. You have seen in your media room there is a projector, that is liquid crystal media projector. It is actually used to enlarge the pictures. For example, if there is something in the computer and you want it on the big screen, then you will use the projector. Then comes the braille printer. This printer is used to punch the dots, or you can see dots. Yes, punch the dots in the paper to print out the braille. It is also used to read the braille. Then there comes the plotter. Plotter is also like a printer, but it is the old form of that printer. It is much slower, and it is used to print the papers and the files or graphics. Then comes the software part. What is the software? Software is that part of the computer which we cannot touch, but it is the important part of the computer. Without the softwares, we cannot use the computer. So there are several types of softwares which are given here in the form of mind map. So let's see one by one. What are the system softwares? System softwares are those softwares which are used to run the system. For example, operating system. Operating system means your Windows. It can be Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows XP, Windows 7, and several others. There are drivers. Drivers are those things which you use to perform some other actions. For example, if you have speakers, when you connect the speakers to your computer, if there are no drivers in your system, your speaker will not work. Then there are some other. Then there is, okay, I have just explained you the computer system, sorry, operating system. Then drivers, I have also explained you this. Then comes the compilers. Actually, compiler and interpreter have the same function, that it reads the high-level computer language and then change it to the machine language program. So these both have the same function, but the compiler first reads the whole program and just then translate it in one go. But the interpreter do not do this. Interpreters read line by line. Then there comes assembler. Assembler are those programs which are used to translate the assembly language to the machine language. Then there comes application softwares. These are the types of softwares which are used for REs. For example, there you have seen Microsoft Excel, you have seen Microsoft Word. These are the application softwares which help us to perform different actions. ठीक है, right? First, there are the packages. Packages are those application softwares which contains a lot of things in it. For example, in the uh, for example that if you use the Microsoft package, in that package you will have Word 2013, you will have WordPad, you will have in it Excel and some other softwares like PowerPoint, Access, MySQL and Oracle. Then utilities is a program that is designed to maintain the work on the system. For example, if you have some what I can say, like antivirus, if you have a virus in your computer, you will use these type of softwares to save your computer from the viruses. Then there are several other softwares which give you the facility of backup. Then disk defermentation and disk compression utilities. The disk defragmentation means that you will divide the disk into different parts. Okay, then computer language. Computer language is that type of language which is also called the programming language, that we just give some commands in the low level or high level, which can be just understandable to the compilers or the interpreters. There are two types of computer language, which is low level and high level. Low level language consist of machine language or assembly language. Machine language is that language which is directly understandable by the machine or the computer, and the assembly language is that which has the combination of the machine language and assembly language. It is machine dependent and then comes the high level language. These are those languages which cannot be interpreted by without the interpreter or compiler. These are those type of languages which contains the English words and some symbols or mathematical symbols, and we used to program some different softwares through these high level languages. So there are some questions that you have done in your copies. If you have any question regarding this chapter, just ask me, or comment in this video and I will answer you. Best of luck for your assessments.